If you felt overwhelmed by endless document versions, you're not alone. Today, let's tackle this with SmartSuite Automations. Hello, I'm Darren from Workflow Optimize. We specialize in simplifying processes with no-code tools like SmartSuite. Dive deeper and discover more at workflowoptimize.com. Recently, I've been building a SmartSuite solution for managing workplace safety records. I will be releasing a dedicated video for this and making the solution available for you to copy, so subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of that. One of the important aspects of health and safety record keeping is ensuring that you maintain a clear history of changes over time. Managing these records often means juggling numerous document versions, and keeping track requires meticulous file naming and versioning discipline, otherwise things descend into chaos. In my SmartSuite solution, I wanted to remove this pain point and make it easy to create new document versions without having to worry about keeping them organized. SmartSuite does offer an activity history feature for tracking record changes, but the retention period varies by plan. We're going to use a more permanent solution to clearly identify version numbers and simplify the management of documents. Let's dive into our risk assessment table. Here, each record represents a different version of a risk assessment. Our goal is to efficiently manage versions so we can easily create new ones and navigate between them. To maintain consistency, especially with the assessment titles, we use a linked record field instead of a plain text field. This links to a dedicated risks table, which in this solution is hidden. Check out this video for more on hiding stuff. And having this dedicated table ensures each assessment version stays connected under one unified name. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference. When creating a new risk assessment, you can select an existing title or add a new one, and this saves time and prevents duplication. Now let's look at the fields that power the automations. We have a version number field with a V prefix, making it easily recognizable. A formula field calculates the next version number, and that's something else that we can hide. And a yes/no field triggers the creation of a new record. Plus, 3 linked record fields help us to navigate between versions. Note that these fields link to the risk assessments table without a backlink, meaning that when I add a record in here, nothing changes in the corresponding field of the linked record. Now let's take a look at the automations. The first automation is triggered when the Create New Version field is toggled to Yes. Once triggered, the automation creates a new record within the risk assessments table. It duplicates relevant information from the original, whilst also allowing for the addition of unique details for this version, like a fresh due date and marking the status as in process. Importantly, we link the record using the same assessment title. Also in this step, we update the predecessor field. This field is populated with the ID of the original record, creating a breadcrumb trail from the new version back to its origin. To complete the circle, and this is where it gets slightly complicated, we need to update the successor field in the original record. To do this, we must first find the ID of the new record that we just created. Given that we just placed the original record's ID in the new record's predecessor field, we can use that condition in a find record action. If we sort the results by first created date, newest to oldest, we can then take the top result by using the single record option, making the new record available to use in the next action step. So now we have a new record that links to the original, and the original links back to the new record. Next, let's take care of assigning version numbers. This automation fires when a new record appears in the risk assessments table without a version number. This will include records created by the previous automation, but also if someone manually creates a record. Once triggered, the automation looks for the record with the highest version number with the same assessment title. From this record, the automation uses the next version number field, assigning this as the latest record's version number. This ensures each version is correctly sequenced. The automation then proceeds to update the latest version field in the related records, ensuring that every piece of the puzzle points to the newest, most relevant version. Do bear in mind that the Find Multiple Records action is limited to 100 results, so if you're using large data sets, you might want to consider an alternative method. Lastly, we address the scenario of duplicated records, ensuring this action doesn't throw our system off. This automation is triggered when a record is created with both a version number and an assessment title, indicating a duplication. This automation mirrors the actions of the second automation, updating the duplicated version number to continue the orderly sequence. Now let's put our automations to the test. We'll see them in action first by using the Create New Version field and then by duplicating a record. For this first run, I'm going to slow down the footage so that we can observe each step. Here we have our risk assessment table in a grid view, showcasing all of the relevant fields. I'm selecting a risk assessment that's currently marked as the latest version. Notice the version number and the assessment title. Now I'm going to toggle the Create New Version field to Yes. Watch as the new record appears. Notice the new record has inherited the assessment title from the original, and the predecessor field of the new record links back to the original, and vice versa for the successor field in the original record. Next, we can see the version number has incremented as expected. And finally, all of the related records are being updated with a link to the latest version. Next, let's test handling duplicates. I'll duplicate an existing risk assessment record. SmartSuite immediately creates a copy, including the version number. When the automation kicks in, the duplicate's version number is updated to follow the sequence, ensuring no overlap or confusion with existing records. And the latest version field in related records points to the most recent version. Now, I'm not claiming that this solution is foolproof. For instance, there's nothing to stop someone from manually changing a version number, although field level permissions would help with that. But I hope this demonstration shows the power of SmartSuite automations in action. What I've shown today is the tip of the iceberg. With SmartSuite, the possibilities for streamlining and enhancing your workflows are almost endless. Whether you're managing safety records, project timelines, or other information, automations like these can transform your workflows. Book a free consultation at workflowoptimize.com to find out more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.